Rage.
Hello and welcome to Feel the Rage, the talk show for Rage Combat. My name's Mario Cacciotolo and I'm your host, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Malta's leading boxer, Christian Coqqos Schembri. Christian, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So Christian, tell us, how did you get started in boxing and how long have you been a professional boxer?
Now I've been a professional boxer for 7 years. I debuted in 2015 and I've been boxing in total for 11 years as well. And my family has always been combat sports enthusiast. So it was natural for me to gravitate towards combat sports. Even when I was doing football before, playing football, I still used to, in the off season, always go to do training in the boxing club and the kickboxing club. So when I stopped playing football, I just gravitated towards it.
So tell us, what attracted you to Rage Combat?
I think it's a really cool concept when you have style against style, especially now that like what began as style against style, mixed martial arts, is now developed into a sport of its own. You eliminate the boring parts kind of the ground fighting, because it's a stand-up fighting only. And you can actually compare different martial artists from different styles and the effectiveness of one style against the other. So that's what attracted me to it.
What specific advantages do you think that a boxer would have when he comes up against somebody who's trained in martial arts, for example, karate or taekwondo?
When you manage to make it past the legs and into the into the short distance, they will find it very difficult to defend themselves against the boxer's combination, because even if you're a good kickboxer with a lot of good hands, their hands are rarely going to be as fast and as effective as a pro boxer's, of course.
So tell us, what stand-up fighting styles would you like to face, and are there any you'd like to avoid?
The one I would like to avoid would be Muay Thai, because they would elbow when you're on the inside and hit with knees, because that's their specialty, and it clinches. And then I would be more confident about against more traditional martial arts, because they tend not to punch that much in the, towards the head. When you get in close with them, and within punching distance, they're not going to be as used to defending themselves against fast boxing combinations, you know? So yes, those two.
You've had an interesting career so far. You've trained abroad, you've won titles, you've met the Maltese Prime Minister, you've even trained with the Fury family. Very excitingly, you've had a restaurant name some of its food after you, which it's surely the best compliment any man could have. But in this career of highlights, can you just choose one for us? What was a real career highlight for you?
If I would choose out of all of them, I would choose beating Scott Dixon for the third time, and like putting a question mark, putting a full stop on everything and an exclamation mark performance. The second fight was good, and it made me really satisfied winning it, because it had a Maltese belt on the line. And it was close to the first one. It was like 6 months later. But the third one, especially when there were still people doubting if I could win against him, and because it was sort of like a mythical figure in Maltese boxing, just doing a great performance against him, it was like my best result. So that would be the highlight of my career. Up until now, I'm sure I'm going to have a lot more highlights coming up. So
I'm sure you will. Well, good luck with your future career, and thank you for speaking to me today.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all we've got time for today, but please do join us again for our future installments of the show. My name's Mario Cacciotolo, and whatever you're doing, always remember to feel the rage.